how important even just a couple of days working with Jaron Boots Ennis is going to be for Canelo, just to see a bit of the tempo, a bit of that switching of stance, because let's be honest, there's not many guys that Canelo has fought that have fought out of both stances and done it as fluidly as Boots Ennis or as Bud Crawford will do it there.
Bien, bien hecho. Bonita, fíjate otra vez ahí. No te la cambias.
Fight, not Crawford. I don't think Boots fight like Crawford at all. That was just, I think the comparison they was making initially was just as they both were switch hitters and they both could be so naturally. That's really the only thing that they do.
The boxing world was left shocked after reports revealed Canelo Alvarez has been sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis in preparation for his upcoming fight against Terence Crawford.
Bien, bien hecho. Bonita, fíjate otra vez ahí. No te la cambias. Sí, pues remate. Remate. Suavecito y remate. Un pasito atrás y golpe.
Many interpret this as a strong statement of intent from Canelo's camp. Former world champion Andre Dirrell noted the move proves Canelo is determined to be at his absolute best in September, leaving no room for complacency. Ennis is renowned for his speed, explosiveness, and versatility, making him one of the closest stylistic replicas of Crawford. Bringing Boots into camp not only shows respect for Crawford's skill, but also highlights how seriously Canelo is approaching this challenge.
I do believe this is get back on Crawford for not taking the fight with Boots back in 2024. Boots called him out. But Crawford was on the bigger and better things. That bigger and better things being Canelo Alvarez, September 13, 2025. Bigger legacy, bigger name, bigger payday, bigger status. So, too little, too late, Boots. But I am looking forward to how you advance in your career after this, because this can definitely going to level you up, man. You're going to get better because of it in every aspect. Toughness, skill set, smarts. You're going to get a lot from this camp, champ. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you do because of it. You're already a bad man, dog. I want to see where you take it from here. But Crawford, it's over. I believe he walking away in the sunset, especially if he walk away with the big, which I'm hoping for. But you, champ, you have to settle for something else. And Canelo that work, man, he don't need it. He don't need it. According to Roy Jones, Canelo got to be on his A game. You got to be on yours too, man. We're looking forward to seeing what you do after this. It's raining on me right now, so I'm going to cut this short, baby. But Boots, get somebody else, champ. Get somebody else. I'm out.
Boxing orbit shook the boxing world when they shared a photo of Canelo Alvarez sparring with Jaron Boots Ennis ahead of a September 13th showdown with Terence Crawford. The post quickly went viral, sparking intense reactions among fans and analysts worldwide, with many stunned by such an unexpected collaboration. Trainer Greg Hackett described the move as one of the most significant storylines in the lead-up to the Crawford fight. He explained that while some might initially view the partnership as curious or even amusing, there is nothing random about it. Crawford is a fighter defined by ambition, adaptability, and relentless drive, qualities that Ennis also brings in abundance. Sparring with Boots, Hackett stressed, is a calculated attempt to replicate the energy, explosiveness, and intensity Crawford carries into the ring. Far from being just another sparring partner, Ennis is widely recognized as one of boxing's brightest young stars, known for his speed, aggression, and hunger to prove himself, be why surrounding himself with that level of challenge. Hackett believes Canelo is ensuring he is pushed daily in ways that matter most. What some dismiss as a camp gimmick is, in reality, part of a carefully thought-out plan. To Hackett, Canelo's team is showing genuine respect for Crawford by preparing with no shortcuts. taking every step to ensure there are no surprises when fight night finally arrives.
I don't know, because there's things I know about camp and how they want things to go. So it's gonna be that way. Is y'all gonna try to alter the camp, or is y'all gonna let them go, or I mean, is y'all looking to still?
Give me the psychology behind both sides. What is Jaron Ennis get from this? What is Canelo Alvarez get from this?
I mean, Jaron Ennis get from it being with the elite, a guy who's prepared for everything. One thing you can't say about Canelo is that he hasn't seen something. Canelo's seen southpaws, he's seen tall guys, short guys, slick fighters, he's seen bulls, he's been up against everything. So you get a world of experience with a guy like Canelo. You get a guy who's in full confidence, a guy like Canelo. So with that type of boxing, I would see Canelo really not worried about so much of what he's trying to do to him, but really just paying attention to him. And then it's the same. Like, I don't know, I can see Boots kind of like. I think the mindset for Boots would be not only to prove I can hang, but to also be trying to see what will come with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think I would do that. I don't know. It's just me. I just think the only reason I say that because I think Boots can get in the fight. Boots can get up in the fight. And I'm saying that because the reason I say I wouldn't do it is because I wouldn't spar you and then here go a year later they fight.
That's for as much as it does for Canelo, it does for Boots, right? If that were to be the case.
Yeah, but so many ways to go. And what I'm saying is, if I was to be where Boots is right now, one thing we can all agree on, everybody hates Boots right now. They mad at Boots, right?
Jose Benavidez Sr. brushed aside the hype surrounding Canelo Alvarez's sparring choices, stressing that no matter what is said online, his own camp will not be distracted. In his view, the only thing that truly matters is the outcome once the bell rings on fight night. He pointed out that boxing fans often place too much weight on sparring partners, forgetting they are merely tools for preparation. Whether Canelo works with Jaron "Boots" Ennis or someone else, Benavidez Sr. insists it makes no difference, because Terence Crawford is a completely different kind of opponent for him. Results are never decided in sparring sessions, but under the lights in a real fight, a reminder that seasoned camps stay focused on strategy, not headline.
Whatever. We're not even thinking about that anymore. And just Canelo slipping and stuff like that. Does it make you kind of rethink Canelo and that Crawford fight to be like, well, he's really taking it serious to bring in a guy like Jaron Ennis?
Well, like I said, I don't really focus on that. We stay in our lane, and try to get better ourselves. And whatever they do, whatever they decide to bring in or whatever, I'm pretty sure they have a plan. But I don't really focus on what other people do. We focus on what we do in order to get better ourselves. Because we do have a lot of things that we need to fix and get better at. So my respects to whatever they do or whatever they're doing, but at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing, but we don't really focus on that, what other people do. Like I said, we gotta get better at our craft.
Brian Norman offers a more critical viewpoint, arguing that although Jaron "Boots" Ennis is a sensational talent, his style does not truly mirror that of Terence Crawford. Norman explained that the only real similarities between the two may lie in their physical build and the types of power punches they throw. Beyond that, their approaches to boxing are very different. Crawford is a master strategist, known for switching stances, setting traps, and making adjustments in real time, while Ennis relies more on explosive aggression and raw intensity. Norman cautioned that while sparring with Boots will undoubtedly give Canelo a difficult challenge, it cannot fully replicate the experience of facing Crawford in the ring. His remarks provide a balanced counterpoint, reminding observers that this training move, though valuable, has clear limitations.
I think it's good work out of Crawford. I don't think Crawford fight, not Crawford. I don't think Boots fight like Crawford at all. That was just, I think the comparisons they was making initially was just as they both were switch hitters and they both could be so naturally. That's really the only thing that they do the same. They don't do anything else the same, literally. So I never understood the comparison in that myself. But I think it's still a good look because all work is good work and you want the best work. You feel what I'm saying? So if Jaron Ennis is supposed to be the best work, even though he was a 47-pounder and not going up to 54, which is the same thing that Crawford was. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I do think that Boots getting a lot of unnecessary backlash about doing it, though. I don't agree with the backlash he's getting about, you know what I'm saying, going to spar, getting that paycheck, getting that experience. Because I think he needed it anyway. You know, I always talk trash about him. I always stand in Philly, hiding in Philly. You know, they want to go outside to spar. You know, they want to go outside to do nothing else. So in this case right here, I think it's real needed for his career. It's needed for the building of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out. You got to go in certain different types of territories and, you know, places and get that kind of work. So, I mean, I think Boots getting a lot of unnecessary criticism. And if I'm defending him, you know it's real. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's getting a lot of unnecessary criticism, talking about sellout and all of that. That's bullshit. Like,
Oladipo offers a sobering reminder of where Canelo Alvarez stands today compared to his prime. He points back to the 2018 rematch with Gennady Golovkin as the moment Canelo appeared at his absolute best. That was 7 years ago, and while Canelo has remained an elite competitor since, he hasn't consistently looked as sharp or untouchable. This raises doubts about whether even the smartest training strategies, such as sparring with Jaron Ennis, can fully close the gap between Canelo's current form and Terence Crawford's peak momentum. Oladipo's assessment adds pressure to Alvarez's camp, suggesting their intense focus on sparring reflect awareness that today's version of Canelo requires extra reinforcement to meet Crawford's challenge.
I don't think that Crawford is fighting the best Canelo. That again, the Canelo I'm talking about. I mean, second Golovkin fight, I thought was fucking incredible. That was. That feels like a long time ago. Second Golovkin fight was 2018. So I'm saying peak Canelo, although still very, very good people, peak Canelo for me was 6 years ago. It's a long time. 5.5 years. That's a long time. In fact, exactly 15th of September. So it'll be to the day 5 years. Have I got them? What was I talking about? Sorry, what was it? 7 years ago. Jeez. That's a long time ago. Where some might say peak Crawford was Errol. So, shit, I didn't realize how long ago that was. And he's clearly not that same guy anymore. He clearly isn't. He's no longer fighting elite fighters. I mean, unless you're going to say William Skull was elite, Edgar Berlanga, no, Munguia, no, Jamel, no, John Ryder, no, a third Golovkin fight, no. So he's no longer fighting the best, but he still is very good, and he's still a top 168 pounder. And I think this is why people are saying it is a 50-50 fight now, because we can see the deterioration in Canelo. Like, say what you want about William Skull. Canelo looked poor in that fight as well. Everyone's like, oh, William Skull ran. Well, Canelo didn't cut off the exits. Canelo wasn't great himself. Canelo's punch output was horrendous. So we can clearly see the deterioration. That said, he is the naturally bigger guy. I just mentioned the fact that Crawford's put on size, but the naturally bigger guy in this weight class is Canelo. That has to count for something. We know Canelo's been able to absorb punches from the naturally bigger guys. I mean, barely anyone's got a dent in this guy, right? That's how good his chin is. Maybe the best chin in boxing. It's frightening. But the legs have slowed down. The output has slowed down as well. And I always think about, with Canelo, desire, want, and will. I always sort of say, where is that desire?
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned until next.